Hello, we're now into the binomial theorem. You've actually used this before when you were doing Pascal's triangle in Algebra 2. You could have used it to expand binomials instead of like cubing something out or taking it to the fourth power. We're going to use it in combination with permutations and combinations. So it's not new, but kind of new. Here we go. All right, Pascal's triangle is what you've looked at when you were in Algebra 2. And when you did a Pascal's triangle, you started with the 1. Remember the pattern? 1, 1, then they get to the next number, you add the 2 above. So like these two, 1 plus 1 give you 2. The outside numbers are always 1. Then you did 1, 2 is 3, 2, 1 is 3. Okay, pause and fill in the rest of your triangle. Okay, I hope you got the numbers right. You were just adding above and you got your 4s. And then you kept on going down. Now remember, this here was known as the 0 row. The 2 ones was the first row. If you look at this, it's kind of where you're at. The second row is the 2, the third row is the 3, and then the 4, and then the 5. Now we can use this to cube an a plus b cubed without doing all the work. So before, you would have had to write this out 3 times. Whoops, b, a plus b, and then a plus b, and then you would have squared the first one. You would have said, hey, that is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Then you would have multiplied all of that by this a plus b, distributing the a through and then distributing the b through, and you would have come up with a cubed plus 3a squared b plus 3ab squared plus b cubed. Okay, what I want you to notice is the coefficients here. So the coefficient here is 1, 3, 3, and 1. And this is a cube. Well, if we go to our third row right here, we have 1, 3, 3, 1. They're the coefficients of cubing something out. All right, that is known as the binomial theorem. So when you go through here, n is a natural number, a plus b to the nth power equals, and this can be done instead of writing out Pascal's triangle with combinations. And it's just n wherever you're starting. So if I'm taking something to the 5th power, this would be 5 combinations of 0, 5 combinations 1, 5 combinations 2, 5 combinations 5, and that gives you all of your coefficients for your multiplying out. You take the first term, so the a, and it goes in descending order, so n minus 1, n minus 2 down to 0. And then b, the second term, goes in ascending order, so from 0 all the way up to n. All right, let's try 1 together, and then you're going to do 1. So when we do this, we're doing this to the 5th power. Let's just do, let's say, the first 4 terms. So we start with, I have 5, choose 0, a is to the 5th, b is to the 0 power, plus, now we go 5, choose 1, so you're using your calculator right now, a to the 4th, b to the 1st, plus 5, choose 2, a to the 3rd, b squared. See how the a's are going up, the b's are going down. They always add to 5. See, 4 plus 1 is 5, 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 0 is 5. Okay, now you're on 5, choose 3, a is squared, b is cubed, plus 5, choose 4. I am out of room. A is to the 1st, b is to the 4th, plus, we'll write down here, 5, choose 5. There are no more a's. A is to, this was the first. A is to the 0 power, b is to the 5th. Then you just type that in your calculator. So now 5 choose 0, I hope you all know is 1. So that equals, and b to the 0 is 1, so that's a to the 5th, plus 5 choose 1, so that's 5, a to the 4th, b to the 1st, 5 choose 2 in your calculator is 10, a cubed, b squared, 5 choose 3 is also 10, a squared, b cubed, plus 5 to the 4th is 5, a b to the 4th, plus 5 choose 5, that's 1, b to the 5th. So now we can do this with all that multiplication. All right, I want you to do this one. Just do the first 4 terms and let's see how you do. Pause it and try. So you should have had 7, choose 0, x to the 7th, no y's, plus 7, choose 1, x to the 6th, 1y, plus 7, choose 2, x to the 5th, 2y's, plus, if you notice these always match here, and I wanted you to do 4 of them, so one more, 7, choose 3, x to the 4th, y to the 3rd, plus, and then this goes down to this nth power. So now you type that into your calculator. 7 choose 0 should have been 1. So we just have x to the 7th here. Plus 7 choose 1 is 7. X to the 6th y. Plus 7 choose 2 is 21. X to the 5th y cubed. Plus 7 choose 3 is 35. X to the 4th y cubed. And then we can go all the way down till we have no x's left. All right, that's not too bad. And I know these are here. I don't think we really need those. So let's go here and let's try a little bit more difficult one. I'm going to do, let's start with, let's say, we'll do some of this one. I'm going to skip this one and a little bit of this one. So x minus 3 to the 6th, let's just do the first 3. So we know we have 6. 6 choose 0. Now be careful. This is x to the 6th, then it's negative 3 to the 0, plus 6 choose 1, x to the 5th, negative 3 to the 1st, plus, let's just do 3 of these. 6 choose 2, x to the 4th, negative 3 squared, plus, let's do one more. 6 choose 3, x cubed, negative 3 cubed, and then it would go on till we were down to 0. 6 choose 1 is 1, x to the 6th is x to the 6th, negative 3 to the 0 is just 1. So this is just x to the 6th. But be careful here. 6 choose 1 is 6 times x to the 5th times negative 3. So this total here is really negative 18. X to the 5th. Plus, now let's be careful here. 6 choose 2. So we do 6 choose 2 times negative 3 squared. So 6 choose 2 times negative 3 squared is 9. So you're taking 6 choose 2 in your calculator times 9. And when you do that, you get 135 positive x to the 4th. Plus 6 choose 3 times negative 3 cubed. Well, that's 6 choose 3 times a negative 27. So now this is negative. Type that into your calculator, and you get 540 x cubed. You notice it's alternating signs, and it just continues down till we have no more x's. All right, pause and try the first 4 of yours. So now we have 7 choose 0. Now be careful, this is 2m to the 7th, n to the 0, plus 7 choose 1 times 2m to the 6th, n squared, plus, I just said the first 3, 7 choose 2 times 2m to the 5th, n cubed, plus, and then this would go on till we got to 0. So this one again isn't too bad. So 7 choose 1, 0 is 1, times 1, and this is 2 to the 7th. And 2 to the 7th is 128. So you have 128 m to the 7th. Plus, Now we have 7, choose 1. Well, that's 7. N squared still n squared, but 2 to the 6, that's 64 times your 7. So we have 448 because you had to take this to the 6th power, right? So 7 times 2 to the 6 times m to the 6 times, oh, this is to the first, oh, I messed up. First power, second power, sorry guys. M to the 6th, n. Okay, plus, now you got 7, choose 2. So 7 times 6 times 2 to the 5th. So this is 7 times 6. All right, I should just get that out. I need to get my calculator. Okay, so we have 7, choose 2. We type that in, that's 21 times 2 to the 5th, which is 32. So you type those two together, and you get 672 m to the 5th n squared. And then you just keep going. Keep track. If you want to keep going, please do. I mean, the next one's 560 m to the 4th n cubed, and it just keeps going on. Then it goes 280, 81, 14, and n to the 7th. All right. Now let's look at this guy. This guy down here is mean because he has a 3 and a -2. So we have to make sure we're looking at all of this. So we go 5, choose 0, right? Then your first term is 3p to the 5th. Your next term is -2q to the 0. Plus, now let's do 5, choose 1, 3p to the 4th, -2q to the 1st, plus 5, choose 2, 3p cubed, and -2q squared, plus, and then it continues down to 0, right? All right, so let's go through here. 5, choose 1, all right, that's 1. This is 1, so this is just 3 to the 5th, p to the 5th. Well, we know 3 to the 5th is 243. So we have 243, 43 p to the 5th. Plus, well, now we got 5. We got 3 to the 4th, which is 81. Then we have a -2. You multiply all of that out. You get, oops. That is not what I wanted to write there. You get a -810 p to the 4th, q to the 1st. Okay, pause and try yours. All right, so we do 5, choose 2. Okay, I hope you did well. So 5, choose 2 is 10. 3 cubed is 27. Well, a -2 squared is 4. So when we do that one, we get 1080 p cubed q squared. And then you would continue down until you get to q to the 5th. All right. So this goes on for a while. Okay, observation. The total number of terms is always n plus 1. So you always have one more than when you start because it's one more over. The total of a in the first term is n. The total, or the exponent of b in the last term is n. The exponent of a from left to right decreases or descends. So this decreases. And the exponent of b increases by 1 from left to right. The sum of the exponents in each term is equal to n. The coefficients are symmetrical because it comes from the Pascal's triangle, and follow the nth row of Pascal's, even though we're not using that. Okay, I hope that helped. Okay, binomial experiment. This is when we have binomial means 2. So now we have 2 things going on, and they're n dependent trials. Okay, there are only two outcomes. That's all we can have. It's either like A or B, or success and failure is what we're talking about. The probability of success is P. So P is always success. And the probability of failure is Q. So failure is Q. That's important. The probability of success is P, which we just talked about. The probability of failure is Q, and it's always really 1 minus P to find the Q. All right, randomly selected a month 30 times. I want January to be successful. So January is successful. There's 1 January out of 12. So not successful is 1 minus that, which means the other 11 months. Okay? A randomly selected card 100 times. Successful is a heart, so there's 1/4 of them are hearts, right? So not successful is the other 3/4. Good so far? Okay, to do the binomial theorem, there are n trials in which P is the probability of success, Q is the probability of failure. There will be exactly R success is. We do this done by combination. So we do N combination R, okay? So R success is P to the R and then Q to the N minus R. This is R here. I'll show you what this looks like. Okay, so we got to find N, P, Q, and R when we're doing this. So first thing we know is N is how many do we have? P is success. Q is failure. R is how many times I want to be successful. So that's the first thing right down. Mark tosses a coin 25 times. So this is how many times I'm doing this. What is the probability that it lands on heads? Exactly 7 times. So 7 is how many I want them to be true. Okay, the probability of heads is 1/2. Well, not heads, in this case, is also 1/2 because that's tails. All right, since there's only one thing I have to find here, there's only one permutation or probability we have to use. So it's 25, choose 7, because 25, 7 times I want this to happen. My probability of success is 1/2, and I want that to happen 7 times. This is the P. The probability of failure is also 1/2, because this is the tails. And not happening is 18 times. All you do is you type that in your calculator and you get 0.0143, which is 1.43% that this will happen. So if I flip a coin 25 times and it lands on heads exactly 7 times, will only happen 1.43% of the time. Okay, let's try the next one. Spinner spun 10 times, so I know N equals 10. What is the probability that it lands on red? So P is red, Q would be not red. So I look around here, I have 2 red. So the probability of red is 2/6 or 1/3. So not red then is 2/3. And how many times do I want this to be true? Exactly 6. So 6 times I want this to be true. So I got my NPQR. So I go 10, choose 6. I want this to happen. So my success rate is 6 times. My not success rate, or the 2/3, is 4 times. So 6 out of the 10 is true, 4 is false. Type that in and you get 0.0569, which is 5.69% of the time out of 10 spins, it will land on red 6 times. Okay, a little bit harder. Okay, I want you to try, let's just do number 3, and then we'll go on. Okay, pause, and I hope you did it. Multiple choice test and guess on the last 5 questions. Okay, so I have N is 5. What is the probability that she got exactly 3 questions correct? Okay, we're going to assume the multiple choice has 4 options. Okay, so since it has 4 options, the probability of being correct is 1 out of 4. The probability of not being correct is 3 out of 4. And how many do I want to get right? 3 of them. So now you did 5, choose 3. Okay, my percentage of correct is 1/4 to the third. Not correct is 3/4. It's a 4, and that's a 4. Also looks like a 9. 3/4, and there would be 2 of those that would not be correct. Type that in, you get 0.0879. So she's got an 8.79% chance of getting 3 out of the last 5 right. Okay, these are all exact again. So let's see, are any of these a little weird that we want to go through? Let's see, 30, this one here is not. This one is not weird. How about this one? Okay, in a game of chance, the probability of winning is 30%. So now my P is 30%. So that means the probability of not winning is 70%. 15 games are played, so N is 15. What's the probability of exactly 6 games are won? So R is 6. And we can do this probability with decimals. This is not a problem. So now we do 15, choose 6. We have 0.3, 6 times, as that one is going to happen. That means 0.7 is going to happen 9 times. Type this into your calculator, and you should get 14.72% that this will happen. All right, I think we're doing pretty good here. Let's go on to a few more interesting ones. All right, Kyle costs a coin 10 times. So N equals 10. What is the probability that he gets tails? So the probability to right is tails, which is 1/2, which also means probability of wrong is heads, which also happens to be 1/2. But this time he wants to get at least 8 times. So at least means I want 8 of them right, 9 of them right, or 10. So this time R equals 8, 9, and 10, which means I have to do this problem 3 times and then add up the answer. So now we have 10. First we're going to choose 8. So this is 1/2 to the 8th. That's my P. Then my Q is 1/2 squared. And then we're going to have 10 choose 9. 9, which is 1/2 to the 9th, and then 1/2 to the 1st. And then I'm going to have 10 choose 10. So I want all tails this time, and I don't want any heads. I get those answers, and then I add them up. So I type this one in, and this is 0.0439. This one here is 0.0098. This one is 0.0010. Add those up. I get 0.0547. So the odds of me getting heads 8, 9, or 10 times is actually 5.47%. All right, so that's an at least. I'm going to make you do this one, but I'm going to do number 10 first. Okay, randomly chose a day of the week 6 times. Okay, a day of the week 6 times. So now we have N equals 6. What is the probability of choosing Tuesday or Thursday? So I have 2 of them are correct. So that's 2 out of 7. Means not correct would be the other 5 days. at most 3 times. So at most means 3 or less. So R this time, so it can be 3, 2, 1, and don't forget 0. So now I've got to do this problem 4 times, add up the solutions, and that's my answer. So I'm going to erase this one because I am out of room. Let's see if we can get this all in here. Okay, so your first one is 6, choose 3, 6, choose 2, 6, choose 1, 6, choose 0. We're going to have 2 sevenths to the third, 2 sevenths to the third, 3 and 3, right? 2 sevenths squared means 4 times it will be wrong. Here I only want 1 2 sevenths, which means this is 5 sevenths. I will have 5 sevenths that are wrong. Here, I don't want any of them to be right, which means my other 5 will all be right. So you got to type those all in. I got 0.17, oops, for the first one. I got 0.3187. I got 0.3187 again. And I got 0.1328. Add those all up, which is 0.9402. So 94.02% of the time this will happen. Okay, pause and try yours. Okay, the at least was 5, 6, 7, and 8. So you should have had 8, choose 5, 8, choose 6, 8, choose 7, 8, choose 8. Probably winning a prize is 1/3. So we have 1/3 for my P, 2/3 for my Q. I should have written this out. N equals 8. R equals 5, 6, 7, and 8. P is 1/3. And Q is 2/3. Okay, 1/3 to the 5th, 2/3 cubed. 1/3 to the 6th, 2/3 squared. 1/3 to the 7th, 2/3 to the 1st, 1/3 to the 8th, and no 2/3. Okay, when you did all this one, you should have had 0.0683, 0.0171, 0.0024, 0.0002, which is 0.088, or 8.8%. All right, when you did the boys, no more than. So no more than should have been 4 down to 0. So your R would have been 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. You would have had 5/12 for your P. So that means your Q was 7/12. And when you plugged all of this in, your final answer should have been 59.08%. All right, I hope you did well. You're on to your homework. Good luck. Make sure you're posting questions on the discussion board. Sorry about the long video.